Hi everybody, my name is Parker Gatewood. I like to have fun, and this is the first episode of Random Topics with a Purpose. So I already kind of touched on this a little bit with my welcome to my channel video, and if you haven't seen that, you should definitely go check that out. And so what I want to do with this series is I want to take random topics that I encounter every day and kind of talk about how I use those things to help me in my everyday life and how you can kind of turn anything that you come into contact with in daily life into a positive. We're going to talk about a wide variety of things. I mean, I'll probably at some point talk about Starbucks, I'll talk about basketball, we'll talk about hip hop, anything that I feel like applies to my life. We'll talk about family, all that stuff, and we will talk about how it relates to making your life better. But in today's episode, I want to talk about something that I deal with every day, and it's actually not by choice, but it is a part of who I am. It's something that I've been dealing with ever since I was really small, and something that I still deal with to this day. So today's topic is baby faces and laughing at yourself. I have a baby face. And I know it's not just me, it's actually a kind of a common trait. You see a lot of people out there who look a lot younger than they actually are. And most people will tell you that it's a negative. But those people who tell you it's negative are the people who are going through it and can't really handle it. And I'm here to tell you that having a baby face is by no means a negative. But I'll hear people all the time that talk about, oh, this person made fun of me, they saying I look 12. All those jokes, those are all things I've encountered too, and yes, they bothered me at one time, but at this point in my life, I've learned how to deal with it for many years, and it's made me a better person because of it. I didn't stop getting asked if I wanted a kids menu until I was 16 years old. And even just the other day, I was out working out at a park outside, and I had a group of these kids come up to me. I mean, these kids are, they're like 13, 14, and they were asking me if I was like 17, and I was like, well, you guys are kind of close, I guess. And I told them I was 23, and they were like, oh my gosh, no way. Are you sure? I don't think you're 17. I think you're lying. And most people, when faced with that kind of a reaction, are going to get really self-conscious, and they're not going to be able to handle it. They're going to be down on themselves, negatives. That's not the way to go about it. Do we all want to look older? Do we all want to look our age? Absolutely. But looking younger is not a big deal at all. And now I want to take the time to reiterate something that I know for any of you who have baby faces like me, you've heard it 1,000 times. And that's that it's going to pay off when you're older. But as life continues to roll on and I continue to interact with people who do look at me as so much younger, it really is becoming kind of more of a compliment. Because if you act your age, or even if you act older than your age, people are going to be very surprised. They're going to say, wow, you are very mature, you are very respectable, how old are you? And they're going to be surprised when you tell them your age because you don't look it, but they're going to be very impressed by what you know and your intellect and everything you bring to the table in that regard. So kind of getting to the point of this whole thing is baby faces and laughing at yourself. Now, I'm not saying go out of your way to make fun of yourself because of how young you look. It's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is when those kind of situations, like the one I was talking about where the kids came up to me at the park, when those kind of situations come up, make light of it. Don't get offended, because in the end, looking young is a good thing. I remember one time I was at a serious conference, meetings with important people, and they were telling me, oh, you don't even look 18. And I said to them, 18? That's the best age I've gotten in years. Usually people say 15 or 16. Or if you're like me and you're already of legal age to drink, and people are going to question you all the time, you're always going to be asked for your ID. But that's another thing you hear a lot, is that you're going to be asked for your ID until you're 40. And that's really a compliment, because I'm thinking about it and I'm saying, if these people don't think that I'm 21 when I'm 40 years old, that's great. That means I'm youthful. That probably means that I'm looking like I'm in good health. And that just sounds all good to me. And let me just give you a little tip from personal experience. When people do come at you with, the age comments and talking about how you look younger than you are or any of that stuff, this is something I do in most situations. They'll say, wow, I thought you were 17, I thought you were 18, you're 23, that's crazy. And I'll just come back with the line that we've all heard before, and I'll say, yeah, I hear that it's gonna be a good thing later in life, so I'm cool with it. And then those people will laugh and be like, oh my gosh, what a great attitude you have. And that's what it's all about, guys, just having a great attitude. Laugh at yourself once in a while. Life's not that serious. In fact, it's fun, and that's what it's meant for, because if you're succeeding and enjoying life at the same time, then you've already won. Okay, final word to all my fellow baby-faced people out there. Don't get discouraged. It's a good thing. It really is going to pay off when you're older. And if you act as though you are your age, and even if you act older than you are and hold yourself in that kind of regard, I promise you things are going to be great. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this first episode. I'm really excited to see where this series and all these segments can take us, where we can go, things we can talk about. Leave a comment. Let me know, is there something that you want me to talk about that if it relates to my life, I would love to talk about the things that you guys want to hear. And if you haven't followed me already on social media, I'll leave those links in the description. So if you do that, that would be awesome. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That would be totally cool of every one of you, and I really appreciate your support. So thanks again. My name is Parker Gatewood. I like to have fun, and we'll see you next time.